I've made a couple of videos sharing some tips on how to consume more books, how to do it quicker, and how to do it more efficiently, without sacrificing retention. But what good are tips if you're actually not sitting down, reading, and finishing the actual books? This video is about the one strategy that helps me finish books. Now, I don't know about you, but my schedule is absolutely nuts. I have very little time to do anything else. Or do I? Last year, I managed to read over 52 books, and this year, I'm on track to beat that. How? The heck? I partially blame my mild OCD, but here's how I've been doing it and what I think might help a lot of you guys get through more books and actually finish the ones you're trying to get through. Before I do, I'm sure there's a lot of you that might be wondering one thing. Why rush through books? Why not take your time? In the wise words of my pal Ali Abdaal, well, I'll let him say it himself.
I kind of think of it like riding a bike. So it's like sometimes when you're riding a bike, you want to really enjoy the journey and you want to smell the roses along the way. So you want to go at like 3 miles per hour so you can breathe it all in. But sometimes when you're riding a bike, your objective is to get from A to B. And let's say you're running late for work, for your lectures, you actually don't really care about smelling the roses on the way there. You just want to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, what he said. Anyways, here's the strategy I use to finish books. Before the start of each month, I'll pre-select 4 books that I want to read, 1 for each week. Then I'll go through each of the books and see how many pages it has. Divide it by 7, then put these little labels on those pages. That way, I know exactly how far I need to read each day to finish the book in a week. 4 books is just what works for me. It's a realistic number that I don't find too overwhelming and just enough of a lightweight challenge. You can adjust this as you see fit. Also, you don't have to start on every first of the month for this. I like to do that because, yeah, my mild OCD. All right, so let's take, for example, this book, which is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Well, the Philosopher's Stone. And yes, embarrassingly so, I have yet to read this. I've been saving it for a Christmas, and this year is the Christmas I'm gonna read it. Hallelujah. So what I first do is I look at the first page of actual reading, which happens on page 1. And then I look at the page that the actual reading ends, which is, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the back here, but it's page 331. So 331 divided by 7 gives you roughly about 47 pages per. I don't need to be so specific, so I'll just probably round up to 50. Reading 50 pages of this book for the next 7 days to complete it by the end of the week. Then all I do is I choose a color. I'm gonna do green for this book and just put little markers. And you can do this with anything. It doesn't have to be a Post-it on each of those increments of 50, starting with obviously page 1. Then I'll go to page 50, put one there, and so on and so on. Now, this is a bit of a tedious process, but I really find that having these markers just convinces me, oh, that's all I have to read today. I can do that. And I just make sure that I get to the next marker by the end of the day. And it's not too strict. If I maybe don't get through it or I don't get to it one day, then I have a little bit more I need to read the next day. Or if I feel like reading more, I can read more and then the next day I don't have to read as much. You can also apply this same strategy to other book reading platforms. For example, my personal goal this year has been to finish 7 books a month. So I split that up into 3 buckets. Physical books that I read like with my hands, audiobooks that I read with my ears, and digital books like with an e-reader or on my phone. For audiobooks, I aim for 2 a month. This can vary because some self-help books are super short, like 3 to 5 hours, while more in-depth books are usually 10+ hours. I'm a fan of reading physical books when I can, so I'll usually choose audiobooks that are simple, nonfiction, self-help kind of thing that I can listen to on autopilot. Anyways, that's 1 book every 2 weeks. So I'll find the total time of the book, divide it by 15, and make a note somewhere that I need to listen to that many minutes/hours per day. I'll usually listen to these books when I'm working out, driving, or walking somewhere. On top of that, I'll play around with the listening speed. Usually I can tolerate 2 times speed, but sometimes during boring parts, I'll speed it up to as much as 3 times, and interesting parts, I slow it down to about 1.5 times. For digital books, like ebooks or on my phone, I'll aim for 1 book a month. Divide the length into 4, and that's how many pages I need to read each week. The rules on this one aren't so strictly defined because it's the 1 book I probably care the least about, and will scroll through my phone, tablet, or e-reader when I have a quick second and don't have access to my other 2 reading buckets. Here's a little pro tip, by the way. If I find myself lagging on this book and not making progress, I might actually buy the audiobook on Audible and use it to speed up my listening process. Then when I'm near the end, I'll actually return the audiobook, which Audible allows you to do, and finish it on my e-reader.
Great success.
Anyways, there you have it. Nothing super groundbreaking there. It's just a small little strategy that I use to get stuff done. There's tons of books I want to read, and I don't just want to get through 1 or 2 books a year. I want to read as many books as I can, so that's what I'm doing, and maybe you guys can try it and see how it works for you. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm out.